Well, we're coming to the last day on Midway. That's always sad. The last day at any place is always the sad, you know? And you have to go home. You know, the days dwindle down and, oh, jeez. When we were here, they told us, leave all your lights on, even when you're not in the room. Leave everything on, you know, and this goes against everything that you have ever been brought up with, to leave all the lights on. Our family's always told us, turn everything off. But anyway, they've got 3 large generators here. They have more electricity. They don't know what to do with it. They're only running one, and they still have too much. It's still too much. And They have taken down all those giant tanks. I think they had 28 of those giant tanks above ground that you see. You can climb up the ladder on the side and go and measure what liquids inside. Those big things, you know, Shell, like Shell Company. And they had all those things full, and they're getting rid of them, of course, because this is not a Navy thing anymore, and there's not planes coming in to be filled up and refueled and so forth. And they have a company that they hired to do that, and there's a company that they hired to it's when they painted the buildings, all the barracks and that, and then they tore down so many, all the regular barracks they tore down. The only things left is the officers. But anyway, when they did all this painting, they used lead paint back in those days. So now they had to have a company come in because the Navy is leaving. There's only 4 Navy people here, the commander and 3 other guys. And the Navy has to leave next week. And they had a company come in, scraped all the paint off of the thing. They had to put big plastic things down because these birds will not go on plastic or the walkways or the roads. They don't like that. They have to be in dirt. So that's why they put the plastic down, so that then they could put their scaffold around the buildings, and then they could chip off all that lead paint, and where it goes, I don't know, wherever things go like that. And then they repainted everything, and they were doing that to every building that's left on the island that they're going to keep left there. There's a lot of things that they're going to tear down, but there's a lot of things that they're going to keep. And one is that movie theater from 1941. They're going to keep that one, and they're just going to do repair work and that. It has giant pictures inside on the wall of this PT-9s, you know, and things like that. Giant murals that somebody did at one time or another. And then we're sitting in the seats, and I said to James, and he's waiting for more people to come before he's showing the program, and I says, well, what are these areas on the sides, on the walls there? Instead of having 5 rows of seats, they've got the first one and the 5th one, and 2, 3, and 4 is taken out, and there's a table sitting there. And he says, well, the crowds are so small that we thought to build up more enthusiasm, we'd have them, they could bring their hors d'oeuvres and their drinks and sit at a table all kind of in a semicircle and watch the picture, you know, and be more fun for them. Oh, God. I mean, they're captured here. They can't go anyplace. If they don't want to go to a movie, who cares, you know? Just show it to the people who want to see it. That's the way I look at it. And I asked how many people are there. Now, 2 nights a week, they show Philippine movies because they have 100 Philippine workers there. Then there's Sri Lankas. There's 50 of those, and 2 nights a week they show Sri Lankas. That's 4. The other 3 nights they show American. And I says, well, what about those Thais, the Thais? When do they get movies? There's only 20 Thai guys there. He says, well, they don't get any movies. There's only 20 of them. And I says, well, they got rights too. Why can't they have one night a week with the Thai movies? He says, yeah, but he says, for God's sake, shut up, old gal. And he says, well, they get to, and we all have television in the rooms, you know, and he says they get to get it. There's a certain channel that they can get the Thai movies on. So that's what was said. And there's not very many channels either, I'll tell you that, to get things on.